Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Hey, Mary. La 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 la. Oh, Christmas tree. The Christmas tree. How are you tonight? Just time for a couple of short stories. Glad you're here. You ready to hear a couple? I'm going to read from Reminisce. How about that? Glad you're doing well. I am doing wonderful. Let me find a couple. Mary, you're from the U.S., right? You're in the U.S., right? La 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 la. Arizona, you don't get snow, do you? It is 25 right now, but we don't have snow or in the forecast. Yeah, I love Arizona though. I love the West. We're going to just start reading because Carolyn will be going live in a little bit. I was thinking it was 8 o'clock. See, I even have my little Christmas, Merry Christmas shirt on. We actually had rain today, which is extremely rare. I'm sure it is. Hey, Karen H., how's it going? Yeah, this is a few years old, but it's comfy. It's that time of year, right? Where are you from, Karen? Wait, let me guess. 34 degrees. You're probably um, Illinois, Missouri. I'm probably far off. Iowa. I'm far off. Okay, let's do just a couple of stories. Oh, wow, Mary, lucky. Mary, you're lucky. Okay, let me read. That's why you guys are here. Let's have a couple of stories. This one is called from the section Our Lives, and it is the family tree and Christmas Eve, Valeha, keeping the cherished ritual of a holiday meal, um, from Renee Genzer in Washington, Michigan. And here we go. Here's a picture. Okay. Um, and it says different holiday traditions you can enjoy. Our family is of Slovak descent from the Czech Republic. To celebrate our favorite holiday, we follow the Christmas Eve traditions of our heritage. The most important part for our family is attending Mass on Christmas Eve. Then we come home for our dinner, a meal called in Slovak valia. Valia, I was saying it wrong. Valia. The mostly meatless dishes are simple, representing that Jesus Christ was born poor. Opalotki, Oplatki wafers with honey are broken and shared with family members to offer good wishes. Then we fill the table with traditional foods: mashed potatoes, fish, sauerkraut, and mushroom soup, noodle and cottage cheese casserole, and prunes. As a child, I ate only the mashed potatoes so I could hurry the meal and get to the presents. It was our own tradition for Father to slip away unnoticed, taking a bag of gifts. He banged on the front door, shouting, "Ho, ho, ho." Then he left the bag and sneaked in through the back door. My older siblings would open the drapes. "There goes Santa and his reindeers in the sky." I squeezed between them to look, but I was always too late. Now the next generation carries on the secret Santa for the grandchildren. Okay, now I'll find a little story. That was just a little blurb. And this is Through a Child's Eyes. Here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. It must be Santa. What else would explain all those presents? This is by Kay Summers, Santa Margarita, California. On Christmas Eve, 1946, my brother and I were in bed. Our folks had put out all the gifts from aunts, uncles, neighbors, and Santa and arranged them neatly under the tree before my mother and her friend left for midnight mass. Dad, a sound sleeper, went to bed. Larry was 3 and I was 6. At some point, one of us, probably me, woke up and decided to see if Santa Claus had come. He had. Hi, Slam RM. We both raced to the living room. Not being able to read at that age, we didn't know what the gift tag said. We assumed they were all for us from Santa. We tore into every gift, paper and ribbon flying everywhere. What a wonderful time we had. After opening everything, we went back to bed. When Mom got home, she was greeted at the door by a royal mess of wrapping paper, ribbon, and assorted gifts. Yet all was quiet. Larry and I were already sound asleep, and so was Dad, who hadn't heard a thing. Thankfully, I don't remember whether or not we were reprimanded for our misbehavior, but I do recall Mom and Dad trying to sort through it all and figure out who had given what to whom. Let's see. That's it? Sorry, guys. These are little shorties. Sorry. Here's one. Winning the Great War by a Hair. Dad's freebies give visitors an unexpected edge, from William Kraft, Edwardsville, Illinois. Yeah, and they really are. Look at that picture. Isn't that pretty? During the holiday season of 1970, S.C. Johnson and Son took on Gillette Company's foamy snow remover, foamy shaving cream with Edge, a green gel that turned into a cream when spread on the face. Johnson's wax poured about 4 million, 30 million in today's dollars, into marketing this new product. My brother Rick and I ended up playing a small part in that marketing campaign. Well, that's pretty cool. That year, my parents decided to spend Christmas in Hastings, Michigan, with my dad's sister's family. Aunt Donna's and Uncle AJ's eldest boys, Tom and Tracy, were close in age to Rick and me. We looked forward to seeing our cousins and the possibility of a white Christmas in Michigan. But packing our family into the car meant leaving most of our presents at home, except for a few small things. My aunt and uncle were hardworking blue collar people who went a bit overboard with their children's gifts, which included a bicycle, a record player, and other nice items. Their presents were in no danger of being upstaged by our small assortment of gifts, or so we all thought. My father, William Sr., worked at a local university in Illinois and was good friends with the manager of the bookstore, which also had a small toiletries section. That fall, Johnson's Wax sent the store sample shaving kits with its new Edge gel, and the manager gave a few of the kits to Dad. The boxes were eye-catching in orange and black, with Super Box emblazoned across the top in bold, stylized lettering. Almost as an afterthought, my parents wrapped up two of the kits for Rick and me, and those were among the presents we took to Hastings. At 11 and 14, Rick and I weren't old enough to shave, but I think it was the convenient size of the boxes rather than the contents that mattered to our parents. On Christmas morning, my cousins opened their gifts first and were delighted with their bounty. But things turned awkward quickly when Rick and I opened our sample shaving kits. Tom and Tracy eyed them jealously, clearly disappointed that they didn't get shaving kits too. Eventually, my exasperated uncle told them they could have a couple of his old razors and some of his shaving cream. His suggestion helped to keep the peace, and eventually everyone was satisfied with their gifts. I still use Edge today. Sometimes its scent takes me back to those awkward moments long ago when two little freebies almost cost Uncle AJ a Merry Christmas. Isn't that how it goes? Oh, hi, Sherry M. Okay, here's another quickie. It's called a storm, a branch, and a pillbox hat, or the Christmas we took down the tree too soon. Here's a little picture. I remember Edge. I remember the Edge cream. I think Dave's had that before. This is by Susan Spear of Webster, New York. Oh, right, Slam Iron. Yeah, her pillbox hat during the assassination, wasn't it? That pink outfit. Mm-hmm. My family lived in an old farmhouse in suburban Rochester. We had a full household that included my parents, my brothers Tim and Mark, my mother's mother Olga, and her sister Eleanor. The Christmas of 1960, when I was 4, stands out in my memory because of several exceptional events, the biggest being an ice storm that caused power outages across the region. Let me get one more sip. They are nice. They're good, aren't they, Sherry? And it gives me something to do on here, you know? Share them with you guys. Let's see. Our holiday celebrations began in mid-December with selecting the tree at a nearby market. My father was not an exceptionally patient man, but to his credit, he hefted one tree after another for the family's inspection. Grandma was the harshest critic, giving the thumbs down to most of the offerings. Every year, selection usually took the better part of an hour or until Dad couldn't take it anymore, and this time was no exception. Finally, Dad roped the chosen evergreen, which wasn't perfect, but would have to do, to the top of the car, but would have to do to the top of the car for the trip home, where the decorating took another long span of time. Each of us had a job. Dad set up the tree next to the fireplace, tying guide wires from the walls and ceiling to stabilize it. Mom and Dad strung the lights, and Grandma placed the garland. We kids then put up the ornaments. That weekend, a warm front passed through upstate New York, causing heavy rain. Then the temperature rapidly dropped, coating everything in ice. Power lines and tree branches drooped and fell. We awoke to a cold house. School was canceled, and when Mom and Dad got home from work, we all got in the car to search for a hot meal. Grandma Olga, who believed there was never an excuse for looking bad, even when the weather was rotten, donned her camel's hair coat, brown leather gloves, and matching pillbox hat. We thawed out for an hour or so at a nearby diner before returning to our frigid home. Our yard had several mature trees, all with sagging branches heavy with ice. We rushed inside, but Grandma Olga couldn't resist a quick gossip session outside with the next door neighbor. A few minutes later, my grandmother barreled into the house, blood dripping down her cheek. A tree branch had fallen on her. Mom and Dad rushed her to the hospital, where the doctor put 8 stitches in her scalp. Can you believe that? 8 stitches. He advised her to resume wearing her pillbox hat after they healed, as it had probably saved her life. Grandma Olga, meanwhile, felt only dismay at the big dent in her beautiful hat. Felt only dismay. The next night, with the electricity still out, Dad decided that we needed to light a fire to warm the house. That meant taking down our beautiful Christmas tree. Tim and I wondered how Santa would get in to deliver our presents with a fire going, but Dad was quick on his feet. We'll send Santa a telegram. Hi, Kathy Greenier. We'll send Santa a telegram, he said, to let him know the back porch door is open. After we disassembled the tree and Dad left for the telegraph office, or so we were told, we were warming up in front of a fire. Suddenly, all the lights came back on. I guess we should have waited a little longer to take the tree down, Mom said. The story ends happily. Santa must have received the telegram in time, because on Christmas morning, I got the teddy bear I asked for, and Tim got the cowboy outfit with cap gun that he asked for. And I have never forgotten the lesson of Grandma Olga's pillbox hat. It pays to be fashionable. Fashionable. Says Littlefoot, Shelley. Oh, Lord. Here's another one. You're still at work? That's my little sister, Shelley, and she's still at work. She works in the hospital in the kitchen, and she loves it. Till 8:30, Shell? Really? Oh, till 8? What time did you start this morning? It's a Saturday. I thought you... Okay, wait. I think you said you start at... Okay, I was going to say 11, so I was close. Oh, and Shell, you know how I told you to ask about Rena, my friend, in which you ended up taking her job. She had retired. Okay. You know who else worked there? And I'm sure she's retired by now. Marie and Brian, her son. Yes. Yes. my two friends that have, yes, I swear. My two friends that have those the how do you call it? Foreigner tempers. Rena from Peru and Marie from France. What area? Marie was where they worked, we would sterilize the instruments for surgery. And then she got Brian in there. You know her son very well. She got him in there. I don't know what part he was working in. But you'll have to look. I'm sure she'd be retired by now. I would think. Not that well, girl. I'm laughing because Shelly's saying that about Brian. He's about Shelly's age. Wait, no, he's a few years older, I think, than Shelly. Let's see. Snow remover. Remember, Shell, when Brian used to always come into your gas station? Wasn't he always flirting with you and everything? Oh my gosh. Shelly, quit bringing this spam stuff here, please. Okay. I'm going to read another one. Santa. Oh, that's giving me a good laugh, though. I needed a laugh. Santa and the oil heater. Here's the picture. Karen. Yeah, I wouldn't think Marie's still there, but I bet Brian is, unless he got fired or something. So check him out. Look on, find out. It's a close call for the big man, gives one believer the chills, by James Herndon from Terra Alta, West Virginia. Our house had no fireplace or chimney. Instead, my father installed a large oil heater in the living room to keep us warm. It had a smoke pipe vented through the roof, much like a wood stove, and it produced enough heat to warm the living room, dining room, and kitchen. But the bedrooms were always cold. We relied on a mountain of blankets to keep us warm while we slept. My sister and I devised a trick that would not only get us a bit of extra heat before bed, but also prolong our staying up time by another 5 or 10 minutes. Each night at 8 p.m., our bedtime, we grabbed our bed pillows and rested them against the oil heater to warm them. About a week before Christmas, I was warming my pillow when it struck me that the heater's pipe would be a tight squeeze for a portly gentleman with a sack of toys. Over the next few days, I worried about how Santa was going to negotiate this narrow passage. What if he couldn't get through? And if he did, how would he get out of the heater, which had no door? A little surprised that my parents hadn't thought of this problem before, I brought it up at dinner one evening. Santa could get burned alive, I said. My uncle, who was visiting at the time, spoke up. I guess you'll have to leave the back door unlocked. Hi, Tammy. He had to be making fun of me. It was ludicrous to think Santa would know to come in the back door after he landed on the roof. How would he know it was open? My mother put me out of my misery. Santa is magic, she said. Don't worry, he'll find his way in with no problem. With that worry behind me, I returned to my normal pre-Christmas activities, the most important of which was trying to get the days to go faster. We still had 4 to go. It felt like 4 centuries. Shelley, are you still here? Sis Littlefoot? I had a question to ask while I'm thinking about it. I keep forgetting to ask you. Somehow, Christmas Eve arrived. My father allowed us to stay up to watch holiday shows. Later, we lay in bed, unable to sleep. Kids, it's Christmas. My mother's voice reached my ears on the one day of the year when she didn't have to drag me out of bed. I dashed to the living room. It was full of smoke. My father was by the oil heater, ordering everyone to open windows and doors. For a split second, a horrific vision came to me. Santa's magic had failed him. Hi, Carol Monsanto. How sweet. Love you back. Thank you. My father was by the oil heater, ordering everyone to open windows and doors. For a split second, Santa's magic had failed him. He got stuck in the heater after all. Panic-stricken, I looked at the Christmas tree where a mound of presents waited. That was good, at least. He must have made it inside okay, but got stuck on the way out. This kid. At least Santa got the presents in. He didn't care if he got stuck on the way out. After a brief moment of concern about what would happen next Christmas with no Santa Claus, I heard my father say that the blockage was cleared. It wasn't Santa, but a simple backdraft that sometimes happens with oil heaters during a cold start. I drifted over to the tree where my sister handed me my first gift. It's from your Aunt Faye, my mother explained. I was so relieved that Santa hadn't burned up that I didn't even mind getting a sweater. And we'll read one more short one, and then that will be it for right now. Let's see. Just taking a quick little story break this afternoon. Okay, did anybody ever have what they called the jewel tea salesman? Jewel tea man. I heard of it. I knew somebody that had one, but we didn't. We didn't have this guy. Not this guy, but you know what I mean, this company. Jewel tea man. No? It's a short little thing about him. So that's a picture of Lowell as he steps into his Jewel Tea Company truck in 1956. My friend Cindy in grade school, she'd say, oh, the Jewel Tea man was here. And I'd be like, you lucky. I didn't even know what it was. I just knew it was food or something, you know. Jewel Tea salesman brings the goods. Door-to-door service was a hit. By Lowell Beck, Burr Ridge, Illinois. Long before Amazon trucks brought online orders, Jewel Tea Company provided a door-to-door delivery service. For many years, from the early 1900s until 1981, the Jewel Tea man, driving his brown panel truck, visited households all over America, delivering tea, coffee, and other staple goods such as sugar, flour, and baking soda, as well as numerous household supplies. Oh, wow. So he sold, this wasn't exactly what I thought then. A college student in 1956, I was fortunate to be a substitute for the regular Jewel Tea Man on my summer vacation. I traveled from town to town in central Illinois, taking orders and delivering items that had been ordered the week before. The job was a great experience that taught me a lot about the lives of a wide variety of people, which was helpful during my career as an official with a lawyer's association. The customers enjoyed seeing me drive up and welcomed me into their homes. They were particularly happy when I brought their quote unquote free, yes, the Fuller Brush Man. Like my granny had the Fuller Brush Man. Oh, Mary. I bet he was, wasn't he? Oh my gosh. They were happy that I brought their quote unquote free autumn leaf dishware obtained with the coupons from their purchases of regular products. The dishware was made exclusively for Jewel Tea Company, and customers collected full sets from plates and cups to gravy bowls and pitchers. These products are collector's items today. Changing times, including the emergence of giant supermarkets, led the company to close its doors in 1981, and the Jewel Tea Man was no more. Yes, green stamps. Yes, Sherry, I do. Oh, that's great. Okay, guys. It's a half hour. That's all I planned on doing right now. So I will see you guys at the next reading. I'm glad I got some laughs. Tammy, it looks like you did too. Okay, y'all. See you next time. See ya. Gonna go to the auction. It's gonna be starting. Okay. Love you guys. Thanks for stopping. Bye.